Welcome to the Literary Titan podcast. In every episode, we dive into a book we've just read and share our thoughts, from best-selling authors to rising literary stars. We read it. Now let's talk about it.
Jennifer Summers' The Changeling is a lively middle-grade fairy tale that draws on changeling folklore, fairy bargains, leprechauns, enchantments, royal succession, and traditional storybook magic, while giving the material a distinctly comic personality. The novel is narrated by Smokey, a self-assured gray cat whose devotion to his human, Maeve, provides the emotional center of the story. When Maeve's newborn son, Malachy, becomes part of a secret bargain involving Queen Eglantine and Fairy Queen Una, Smokey finds himself trying to undo a complicated chain of magical exchanges and retaliatory spells. His determination grows naturally from the bond established early in the book, when he explains that one human is enough for him, and that he remains devoted to Maeve. Summer uses that loyalty to give the increasingly elaborate fantasy plot a clear purpose. Beneath the fairies, palace intrigue, magical flowers, and talking cats is a story about protecting the people one has chosen to love. Smokey's voice is the book's strongest distinguishing feature. He observes human behavior with the confidence of a cat who considers himself considerably more perceptive than the people around him, and his commentary keeps even dangerous situations buoyant. The humor ranges from feline observations and wordplay to elaborate comic episodes involving invisible servants, a royal court transformed into cats, prank-loving wagwits, and an unfortunately persistent magical case of flatulence. Yet Smokey is more than a vehicle for jokes. His frustration when Maeve can't understand his warnings about the changeling gives the story genuine tension, and his developing relationship with Lady Camellia adds warmth without pulling attention away from the central rescue. Summer also gives the supporting cast clear personalities, particularly the resourceful princesses, whose search for the ingredients needed to restore their baby sister allows them to become active participants in solving the kingdom's problems. The novel's many enchantments are tied together by a recurring concern with decisions and their consequences. Queen Eglantine's original bargain comes from her fear that she has failed to provide the king with a male heir, while King Geoffrey's temper repeatedly worsens his conflicts with Carabosse. As the story progresses, characters have to reconsider assumptions about duty, family, power, and what makes someone worthy to rule. The princesses prove themselves through ingenuity, persistence, and loyalty, and Geoffrey's eventual recognition of their abilities gives the succession plot a satisfying resolution. His declaration that his daughters have proved themselves more worthy heirs than I ever was marks a meaningful change in both the king and the values of his kingdom. Importantly, that change grows out of what the girls have actually accomplished over the course of the novel, so the conclusion feels connected to the adventures that precede it. The Changeling works as an affectionate and humorous fairy tale adventure built around loyalty, resourcefulness, family, and choice. Its large cast and intersecting enchantments give the story an episodic quality, with each new magical complication creating another problem for Smokey and his allies to solve. Those episodes gradually converge as Malachy is recovered, Fleur is restored, the royal family changes, and several characters discover that an enchantment can open a path toward a life they freely prefer. The Christmas epilogue brings that idea home through Smokey, Camellia, and their kittens, with Smokey reflecting that choices are peculiar things. They can cause havoc on a kingdom, but sometimes, things turn out just as they should. It's an apt closing thought for a book in which magic creates the trouble, but character, affection, and deliberate choices finally determine what happens next.
Thanks for joining us on the Literary Titan podcast. If today's review sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of the book and experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, or share it with a fellow book lover. Until next time, keep reading, not just to escape, but to grow.